Hello everyone and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. I am here today to tell you to just hang on. Just hang on. Y'all, we are in early August. It's been hot, it's been dry, it's been wet, it's been windy. Everything that could go wrong this year has gone wrong. We've had squirrels, we've had chipmunks, we've had rabbits, we've had cucumber beetles, we've had squash bugs. But y'all, just hang on. I've had so many comments telling me about, between the groundhogs and the snakes and everything else that's come out of the woodworks this year, that they're just struggling. And I'm just here to tell you to hang on. You're going to have good years and you're going to have bad years. You have great crops and then you have some crops that don't do so well. For me this year, it's no different. I just try to be thankful for what I have been given. Usually by now, y'all, this trellis behind me, and it goes a full 8 feet across. It might be 10 feet. It goes a full 10 feet across, and it's usually completely filled with cucumbers right now. And all I have are a couple dead plants, and that's it. Now, did I get a couple cucumbers? Yes, but did I get enough to can and have a good time with? Absolutely not. Not this year. But look at these pictures, y'all. Y'all see all of these potatoes? Potatoes have been coming in like mad. They've been coming in like crazy. This is my best potato year ever. So when one crop fails, there will be another one to take its spot. In this space here, y'all, this is my trellis area, my arch trellis. I had such great plans for this space right here. I'm supposed to have pole beans growing up both sides. It should be like a jungle in here, y'all. I got what, 2, 3 little strings of beans going up. I mean, I actually got one bean coming in now, but I have picked 0 pole beans this year. Not a one. I didn't pick not one pole bean. I might get a few though, because I had a rabbit in the garden. And I have never had a rabbit in my garden, but I did this year, and that took away some of my crops this year. But I didn't give up. Where one crop fails, another flourishes. Let me show you this tomato. Now, I don't know if y'all can see this, but this tomato, oh my God, this tomato is massive. It's massive. It's not ready yet, so I'm babying this tomato here. But this is an orange jazz. This thing is massive. And look at all these tomatoes. Tomatoes are doing amazing. So right beside it here, I'm supposed to have pole beans. Don't have any, but I got tons and tons of tomatoes. Y'all, in this space here, I got a strawberry vertical, GreenStalk vertical planter. That's got 42 pockets. There are 42 strawberries or more in that GreenStalk. And in that GreenStalk. And there are 3 fire rings behind me full of strawberries. And then I have a galvanized tub beside the house full of strawberries. And then I have another GreenStalk just over by the way full of strawberries. But y'all, it was 98 on June 1st. That's unheard of in zone 6B. And it stayed hot so long early in the season that my strawberries didn't do so well. But I got ever-bearing strawberries. Ever-bearing, as soon as it cools down a little bit, I'm gonna start getting strawberries again. And here's an example right here of a strawberry that's coming on now. So I'm not out, but I didn't get that massive harvest that I wanted early in spring. So I will have to be, and there's some more back there, I will have to just be happy with the harvest that I get this fall. It's still more fruit than I had. And these strawberries will come back every year. Will I lose some over the winter? Absolutely. But I will have enough runners that I can take them and put them in the pockets where I lose strawberries. So now that I've got them established, this might not be a good year, but next year could be the year. I just don't want to give up. I just got to keep going. And where one crop fails, another flourish. And behind me here, y'all, I have grapes. And I mean grapes and grapes. And y'all, they're dying on the vine. I have so many grapes out here. Let me show you. I am going to try to zoom in so you can see all of these grapes. And this is the first year I've gotten a good supply of grapes. So I'm super excited about that. But there are a ton of grapes in here. And they're overripe at this point. My family should be super happy because I have all these grapes out here. But because the grapes have seeds in them, they're not interested in them. I mean, they're eating the grapes, right? If you come out here and you're looking around, you'll grab you a grape for a nice snack. But they do have seeds. Oh, they're good though. Oh, they're so good. All right, let me get a couple more. Now, I do have some seedless grapes that I planted, but they're, I think, 1 year behind these. So maybe next year I'll get some of my first seedless grapes. And this has been the year of pests. On this leaf right here, those are Japanese beetles. And although I've had Japanese beetles in the garden this year, they have not been bad enough to really cause any major damage. So that's okay. But those flea beetles, they continue to eat my eggplant. So I got very few eggplant this year. The squash vine borers, I mean, they wreak havoc. Let me show you. In this space right here, I had a squash. Last year, this was my favorite squash. And those squash vine borers got in here and just ripped this squash all to pieces. It took this one out. It took the one out right here, even though there's one yellow on it now. There's no signs of the one that was back here. It's completely dead. But that was my favorite squash, and I got ready to get upset about it. And I'm just like, man, that was my favorite, I guess, zucchini style squash, a green summer squash. And is there one on here? Yes. Are there squash bug eggs on here? Yes. And there are a lot of them. Let me show you. I'm gonna have to work really hard to make this big enough. But they look like little bitty brown seeds is what it looks like on here. Little brown seeds. Those are squash bugs. And when they hatch, they're gonna try to eat this plant, but they're not gonna be able to because I'm taking this plant out. So maybe I didn't get my favorite green squash or green summer squash, but I found a new favorite, which I never would have known about if I had got my favorite squash this year. So I have this Italian ribbed squash. Let me show you one. Ooh, spider! Can't go that way. Let's see, can I get back here without getting in a spider web? All right, these are a little small, but I'm gonna be out of town for another 5 days and then they're gonna be big as a tree. So I'm going ahead and picking these too. But this is Italian ribbed squash zucchini, Italian ribbed zucchini. And y'all, this is my new favorite. This is so much better than whatever that was, which I can't remember right now. I'll put it up here if I can remember. But I love this squash. And I have been getting so many of these. So I found a new favorite. And they're about done, right? I'm almost out of my squash. I've planted some backups for another round, but the green zucchini style squash, once I pick, I think 1 or 2 more over here, I'm done. I don't have any more. But guess what? That's okay, because guess what's doing really well now? Y'all look at that. Look at that plant right there. That is crookneck squash right there, yellow crookneck squash. And it's huge and coming in like crazy. Let's pick a couple. Now, I've been out of town for a week, and Mom picked this yellow squash. She cooked it up. She came out here the next day and found 5 more. And now I'm coming out here one day later, and there's probably 3 or 4 more over here. So when one thing fails, something else is going to do really well. So don't give up. Just hang in there. Hang in there. Be thankful for what you are getting. Take this time to learn as you get new pests and learn how to deal with the new pests. As you get different weather, you can learn how to deal with the weather a little differently. Learn how to water differently because there's more rain or less rain, more heat, less heat, more wind, less wind, right? Just hang in there. Hang in there. You know, this is just going to be one of those years where it's not all going to go right, and that's okay. I had planted melons right here. Melons. And I wanted some of the most beautiful melons to come in. But guess what, y'all? The cucumber beetles is what came in. I have been slammed so hard by cucumber beetles that not only did they take my cucumbers out, but y'all look, it has taken out the melons as well. I mean, the leaves are all dead. They're not coming back at this point. But guess what? Guess what, y'all? I just saw this. I didn't know I was going to see this. I got a white cucumber, and I didn't plant cucumbers over there. So I don't know how this even got over there, but I got a white cucumber. When one thing fails, something else will prevail. Hang in there. Y'all remember my GreenStalk that I let roll off the sidewalk? You see how bad it looks, right? It looks so bad. I've replanted some of the pockets. I'm trying to help it out a little bit, but it looks bad. It looks really bad. So my dwarf tomatoes aren't doing so great. Am I getting some? Absolutely. Am I getting the quantity I normally get? Absolutely not. But that's okay because there are cherry tomatoes that aren't even supposed to be over here that I'm getting. And y'all, I gotta show you my peppers. So the tomatoes aren't doing well, but check my peppers out. So these 2 GreenStalk vertical planters, look at that. They so ripe, they just fallen on the ground. So these 2 have peppers in them. This GreenStalk right here is an overwintered GreenStalk, and it has been producing like crazy. I mean, there are just so many peppers on here, and they're big peppers. They're not little, they're huge, huge peppers. Like peppers, y'all. Some of them are so ripe, they're falling off. I mean, it's amazing just how good these peppers are doing. And so I could sit here and pick all of them, and I'm not going to do that, but these peppers are doing amazing. And in addition to the peppers that are overwintered, in the very top here, these are first-year peppers up here. Uh-oh. Now that one, something got to that one. That one's dying. But y'all look at all of these peppers on here. I'm hoping I can bring you in close enough to see it. But look at all of these. There's probably 30 or 40 peppers on this one plant. These are habanadas, and so tastes like a habanero without the heat, but there's probably 30 on this one plant. And so this planter behind me, these are first year pepper plants, first year. So I planted them this year, transplanted them in, and y'all look at this. Look at that pepper. And there's more. Ah, there it is. Look, there are peppers. And I found out that Mom's been picking peppers while I was gone that she's been enjoying that we didn't even take into account. So peppers are amazing. So no dwarf tomatoes, but peppers are doing wonderful. In these herb planters over here, I have some things that have called it quits. This was a micro dwarf tomato plant, and it quit on me. It just says I'm done. In this pot right in front of me, that's supposed to be oregano. It says, nope, not interested. But then I have peppers coming in, and they're beautiful orange yummies coming in right here. I have mint coming in this pot right here, and it's beautiful in this pot, but that's okay because I can use this space for something else. I'm not giving up. I'm not going to give up. I was blessed with at least a 2-year supply of pole beans last year between my pole beans, my yellow wax beans, and purple beans, and the beans I gave away. I still have beans in there from last year. So pole beans didn't do well this year, but I got a bumper crop last year. Cucumbers. I probably still have a 2-year supply of cucumbers from last year because my cucumbers did so well. And so they're not doing so great this year, but that's okay. I didn't give up, y'all. I planted some more cucumbers, so we're going to keep trying. I'm not giving up. When I think about how much I paid for a pack of seeds for cucumbers, a pack of seeds cost me $2. And there were probably 50 or more seeds in there. I don't have them in front of me. And the cucumbers are not doing so well. I put how many cucumber seeds out? 10. And so I'm going to put 10 more out. I'm not giving up. But I'm moving to a bush style versus a vining style. And that's okay because I'm still getting enough to enjoy this season. Maybe not enough to put away, but I don't need to put away cucumbers. I got so many pickles, I'm good to go. This right here, this was yellow wax beans and purple beans. And it did amazing. I picked so many beans off of here. So even though I didn't have any green beans, even though I didn't have any pole beans, thanks to the rabbit, I had a massive amount of yellow wax beans and purple beans. So I had something else to take the place. It's okay. It's okay. It's not going to be a perfect year, and it never is. And I've been gardening for over 15 years at this point. And I have good seasons and I have bad seasons. I have good crops and I have bad crops. We cannot predict the weather. We cannot predict which insect's going to come to town this year. Even a hornworm came to town, y'all. A hornworm. I've never had a hornworm in my garden, but my girls took care of that. But you never know what's going to happen. And you prepare as best you can, and then it's okay. And it's okay. But we don't give up. We don't give up. We keep trying. Earlier this year, this GreenStalk was my pride and joy. Here's a picture of it. Here's a picture of just how beautiful this GreenStalk used to be. And then I got busy and I was traveling for work. And I mean, like, some of the issues in the garden had nothing to do with Mother Nature, had nothing to do with the insects, had nothing to do with the pest, the pesky rabbit, the squirrels, the chipmunks, none of that. It had to do with my work schedule. And so some things got out of control, it kind of got away from it, but that's okay. That's okay, because y'all know what? I just went ahead and I planted some more lettuce in here. I went ahead and planted some more kale in here. So there's something else coming in. Something else coming in, because you don't give up. You keep trying. And when you think about lettuce seeds, you probably get 5,000 to a pack. So keep planting them. What do you have to lose? 5,000 lettuce seeds per pack? I'll plant them anywhere and everywhere, and I'll keep trying. And that's what I'm doing this year. That's how I'm trying to stay positive. That's my thought process to keep me going this year. And I'm hoping, I'm encouraging you to keep going as well. Now, you probably have put a lot of money toward fertilizers and amendments and all of that kind of stuff. That's okay. That's okay. Don't give up. If you're tired and you just think you can't do this anymore, stay away from the hard stuff. Do something easy. Plant some lettuce. Lettuce is easy. It'll take care of itself. Depending on where you live, you can plant some beans. But do something that's going to be easy, that you can get an easy win to want to keep going to finish out this season. That's it for today. I just wanted to give you some encouragement. You know, I had a pesky rabbit that came in here and took out all my beans, and now I have a bed full of beans that's waiting to be picked. Hang in there. We only got a few more months and then it's going to cool off and we can go back to some of those cool season crops, but hang in there. And that's all I wanted to tell you today on this video. It is strictly about giving you the encouragement to keep going. Keep going. Don't worry about those weeds. Those weeds are going to come and go. As soon as you pick them, some more are going to come anyway. So don't worry about those weeds. Find something where you can get an easy win, and that might give you that push that you need to keep going to the end of the year. So thanks for joining me for this short video of encouragement. And I hope you come back and hang out again with me really soon. And again, you are at Kim's Cozy Corner. It might not be cozy right now, but it will be cozy again. So until next time, and I hope there will be a next time that you hang out with me, Kim, at Kim's Cozy Corner. Bye.